GM, welcome to trend analysis. So on the November 6th right here, we had a pump. On November 6th right here, we had a pump due to Trump getting elected. So Trump got elected on the 6th, and we saw a massive pump right here. And then we saw upwards accumulation and then massive candles here. So from the 5th to all the way to the 11th, I believe, when we had the massive candle, we've just pumped. So in from the 6th to 11th, that's 5 days. So in 5 days, we have went up 32%. In notional value, that's 68 to all the way to 90 or 89, so $20,000 in 5 days. And how could you have predicted this? So how could you have predicted this move coming up? So let's say you're okay. Another thing, okay, this is the trend analysis, so that's for another day. So this is the EMA trend analysis. So the EMA, the higher time frame you go, the more confirming it is. So for example, if you go here, if you go around here, the bands turn green all over here. So daily bands, so daily bands turn green over here, and you see ever since that, so the bands turn green over here at $62,000, and you were at 92,000, so around 30,000. But if you go on the same time frame, if you go on 4 hour, let's say, so the 4 hour, it turned green way sooner, around 60,000, 61,000. Then it turned green, red, sorry, and then it turned. So what I mean is the higher time frame takes slower to build, but is more confirming of the trend. So on the 6th we pumped up, and this is where the trend began. So on the 6th we broke out of all-time high. This is the all-time high at around 73,000, and you see on the 6th we closed here. So that's a break of structure, and we begin the trend up. So if you wanted to follow this trend, right, we broke out on the 6th with the all-time high. So this is the all-time high. All-time high. So if you wanted to follow this trend all the way up, you would have to go into, you could either just have done this, right? You could have either done this and just followed along to where we are right now. That would have gave you roughly around a 3 hour, or you could have went lower time frame, right? You could have went lower time frame. Let's take the 4 hour example. Okay, you could have taken the lower time frame, such as the 4 hour, and this trend has already begun. So your expectation would be close above all-time high, so break of structure, and you would. So this is where it gets tricky. You could either buy here when the bands turn green, but we're planning to buy on the 6 hour. You might not get a tap of the 4 hour. So you see, if you get a tap of the 4 hour, and or there, so that's the first tap of the 4 hour. So daily, if you look at the daily over here, daily is far away from the price. So if you wait for the daily, which is the slow moving average compared to the 4 hours, so if you wait for the daily, you would probably wait another a week or so. So you go to the next lower time frame, which is the 4 hour. So on the here, if you catch the daily, so if you went long daily after the all-time high breakout, you would have a 3 hour. And if you go on the 4 hour trend catch, so if the 4 hour bands, how many hours would you have then? So band, you would have to wait for a retest. So here this is a successful retest, so you go long here roughly, and you have your stop on the 4-hour lower band. So if price is bullish, it should not go below there. And let's see what price does. Price breaks out, and another tap of the 4-hour, another tap of the 4-hour, and then we continue higher, and we continue higher. So your exit sign would be, okay, so your exit sign would be when price is not respecting the bands anymore. So you see here, it tapped the 4-hour, made new highs, right? It tapped the 4-hour, made new highs. Here, it tapped the 4 hours. What did it do? Made new highs. Here, it tapped the 4-hour. If it doesn't make a new high, right, in the next candle, it comes back, tap the 4-hour again. That's your sign to exit, because you don't want to exit too soon. So right now, I tap the 4-hour. The highs would be here, and let's see. So price closed back below. So it's not making new highs, so this is your sign to exit. So you would exit around somewhere here, so you would exit here, and if price makes new high, you would that would indicate that the trend's continuing, but you don't want to risk it. It's not about always being right or wrong, so you don't want to catch every percent of the move. You buy on the bands, you sell when price double tops, touch the band, come up, retest. That's often bearish, so you would want to sell there. So as you see, another tap of the bands, right? Another, if it makes new highs, you enter again. So you sold here because price could have went all the way to the 50, but price didn't. So price held the 4-hour and made a new highs. So what you want to do is, you can play two ways. You can either buy all the successful retests of the 4-hour, or you could do this. So you buy here, and you would probably another retest and failure to make new highs. So you would exit around here. That's a 0. What? That's, let's say, -1, or let's say you lose this trade. So you lose this trade, -1 R, and because this closed back inside, it touched the bands and didn't make a new high, so you would wait, and then it reclaimed. So it came back, tried to lose the band and reclaimed. So you would go long here, and then you would have your stop on this candle, and you're targeting, even if bearish, you're targeting the highs here, but obviously you're targeting new highs. And price has been respecting the 4-hour once again. So price made new highs after consolidating on the 4-hour. So you would wait until price makes a new high. So basically the 4-hour trend has been respected. So you could backtest like when to exit or enter. This is not to build your system. This is more on how to catch the trends. So you lost one trade here. Let's say you you close here at 3R, right? You close at, let's just say 3R here. So let's say you close 3R here. So -1R, 12 plus 3 is 15, -1 is you get 14R. So as you can see, just by following lower time frame systems, you're able to go from 3R to 14R. That's 4x on your returns. And if you want to take this another step, right, daily is 3R, 4-hour is, if you want to go take it another step, you go to the next lower time frame, which is the 1-hour. So for the 1 hour, touch here, so you go long here, right? So you go long here, and you have your stop loss there, and you're essentially Your exit sign would be a double top, and when it double tops, it usually comes to the 50 EMA, or if it holds, depending. But let's see if it makes new highs or no. Holding. There we go. So you see it made new high, and you continues the trend. Another tap. Does it make new highs? Okay, it closes here. So this could be your sign, because 1 hour is more faster, so it's gonna give you some false signals. But let's see, with this first close back in, that's where we're gonna exit. Okay, this is where we're gonna exit. That's gonna be a 0.82 hour. So we're gonna exit here because this closed back inside the bands, which is not the best thing we're looking for. So 0.84 R, 82, sorry, 0.82 R. That's the first trade. So the next trade would be if it closes back above, that would mean bullish. But price normally consolidating within is a little bit bearish, but this held and closed back above, so you would go another long here, and you could get stopped out here very easily. But let's see, price is holding the bands, and there you go, you got stopped out. So you got stopped out here, so that's -1 R. So you're gonna lose more, you're gonna get more false signals on the 1 hour. But you see here, strong impulse reclaim, so you would go long here, and you would have your stop loss on the bands. Essentially, you're not trying to get a double top. So if price fails, okay, there we go, that's better. Price touches, comes back in, touch, held. As you see, the one. Okay, so basically, even I'm fucking shit at this. So basically, the 1 hour is slow moving, and just, you need to find a way to cash every trade. 4 hour, it respects the band very much, very nicely. It respects the band. Everything's nice. So the EMAs, you can look at the higher time frame. You see here, it's very politely touching the 4 hour once and then going higher. So what you could do is have the EMAs on the 4 hour, but then enter on the 1 hour. So this is where another system, this is the 4 hour, then you go on the 1 hour, and you find basically this is the retest of the 50. So you buy on the retest of the 50, you have your stop here, and you go 4 hour. You have your 4 hour here. So that's another thing. But yeah, this is the 4 hour and the daily are very more reliable than the 1 hour. If you're looking to get long in GM, this is EMA bands 1221 trend analysis.